Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry I'm a minute late. But I was on an important phone call and happy to be here with you guys. I could not hear the intro yet again. My computer isn't muted. I can hear anything else I play. I don't know what the heck is going on. But anyways, hopefully you guys heard it. Hey, Wee Gob. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Mayla's mom. I'm so overly stressed this morning. I so need this little hangout. I know you are. I'm sending you all the good vibes and positivity and all that kind of stuff. And you guys send it to her as well. Mayla's mom has a big day today. Hey, Music City mom. Hey, I said hi to you, Pointer Lover, but hello again because I love you. Hey, Claus. Hey, Nurse Kristen. Packing for a trip to go to concert with my girls. The first I get to hang out with my crew. How exciting. I hope you have a good time. B Crumbs, Roro. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Astro from Space. Good morning, family. Out of all new cases, this Melissa Jourdain case is baffling, and the cops won't even show the perp face at all. Is he a serial unaliver? I haven't heard of that. Astro, maybe I should pull it up because we're going to talk about a few unknown cases today. And I want to also talk about, Betty has court today. And I'm curious what you guys think. Is it Jourdain? There's something coming up for Jourdain, Jubane. So I want to talk about all of that stuff with you guys and just kind of hang out. Teacup. Good to see you guys. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Meg. Hey, Kim. Adrian, Vanessa. Struggle is real. Hey, Jinjin. Hey, Ava. Nate. Good to see you. Mandy. Thank you guys for being here. Good morning, Jim. Hey, Sarah. So, no, I haven't, Mayla's mom. Could you send me that link so I can show it? This is going to be fun to see what happens. Music City mom, people spelling her name like that just can't help it, but it cracks me up. What's going to happen? So we talked about last week, Megan Fox. She is an investigative reporter. She is, I think, a more far-right conservative leaning as far as her work goes. At least when I searched her, that's what came up. She did a live stream and she was kind of pointing out, she read through the restraining orders and then she read through the arrest affidavit. So the court paperwork is out there. Some people believe that she didn't break the restraining orders with the hashtags. I know I've seen other cases where hashtags were not considered contact. The judge said, the @ symbol would be contact, but not hashtags. This judge may feel differently. But with all the other things that she's doing, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I know that she was live last night and she had mentioned, her attorney and all the money that they're spending. So, she does have an attorney. We're going to have to see how it goes. Hey, Lil Red. Hope you had the best birthday yesterday. She done more than use the hashtag. Yes, she did. But the arrest affidavit was specifically about the hashtags. So that's the only thing. Now, I think I don't agree with the thumbnails with Katie all bloody. I think it's absolutely asinine to get out here and have a platform of 30,000 people and blame and accuse someone of something with no evidence just because you feel it in your gut. That's asinine. It's stupid. It's just risky because, you're blaming someone for something horrific. What's going to happen to them if people believe that this really happened? I don't agree with any of that, but I am on the edge of if I think the hashtags would have amounted to contact. So I'm really curious to see, what the judge thinks. It's a big deal though. And, police they've said that the parents are cooperating. Let me see actually if I can get something really quick. Okay, I found Melissa Jourdain. We will talk about that. But let me go over to Facebook for just a moment, and I want to pull up that Nick Barris's post just so I can touch on this for a second. Thank you, Mayla's mom, for the missing baby in North Carolina. Thank you. Can't find a link. It just happened. And then thank you because you found one. Let me send it to myself. I don't know. I think it's important. I'm shocked, though, at the interest in it. There's a lot of people very invested in what's going to happen today, and I can understand why. It's a big deal. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll have to see. Apparently, it's rumored that Court TV will be there. I don't know if that's true or not. I do know that Bindi said if they were, she would maybe stream it, but maybe I should have kept that to myself, actually. But I hope that they do, and I hope she does too, because I do want to see it. I just think, also there's a lot of other important things too, and that's why we're going to talk about all of it today. Let me see, though, if I can find the post. Did you guys see that James Earl Jones passed away? Oh, that is so sad. He has a very well-known voice. All right. I'm sorry, you guys. I wasn't planning on showing this, but I do think it's important because I know a lot of you guys have all different opinions, but at the end of the day, this is the truth. There is no evidence against anyone in this case. It is not helpful to sit around for hours and hours and hours accusing any of the parents, in my opinion. I don't think it is. And what if you're wrong? I've talked to you guys about this before, but when we start accusing people of things, you could be wrong. And I've seen the internet accuse people and be so certain and so sure and say all the same shit that we hear about this. I can feel it in my gut. He's the last one with him, this or that. We've heard that from other people about other cases where it really did appear one of the parents were involved and they weren't. Look at, was it Athena Brownfield? There was two Athenas, but the little girl, she was in her driveway and she was hit by a FedEx driver. And the whole internet was blaming her stepmom, I think it was, already. The house was a mess. There were so many concerning red flags. She, happened to be, it was some random stranger, right? And I know that that's probably a rare occurrence, but it's still possible. So this is true crime. I wanted to actually talk to you guys about this. What is true crime to you? What makes a channel a true crime channel? Because it's not really about gossiping. Now I know a lot of channels don't even claim to be true crime. I'm not making any kind of statements about them, but I'm saying, especially for the people who do claim to be true crime, sitting around just gossiping about what you think about this or what you think about that is not true crime to me. To me, true crime is court documents, interviews, body cam, articles, research, things like that, facts, black and white. It can be proven in a court of law. Here's the chain of command showing every step of the way how this evidence was gotten, how it was passed along, how it was tested, where it went after. That is true crime to me, the facts. I think that we're losing that a little bit, and I've heard people like Chasing. She said, this isn't a true crime community because this is not true crime. And I would have to agree with that. Now, I don't think that we're all necessarily in the same community. I want to keep this a true crime channel. That's just that, and I think I look at Jen as a true crime channel, Melissa, Amber. So I do see a lot of channels I would consider true crime, but I get why she says that. I get why people say that. You know what I mean? Because it's not true crime to sit around and gossip or watch the same videos over and over, or that's not true crime. It's to me, but I'm curious, what is it to you? Let's see. Theories, not series. I'm thinking more of cold case crimes with the mystery and facts part. Oh, thank you, Jim. nonfiction genre that focuses on real-life crimes and the people involved in them. It can be found in literature, film, and podcasts. Thank you, Lil Red, for getting that definition. Hey, BGOG. Hey, Wolfie. True makes it truth and no longer... And truth is no longer easy to find. Ain't that the truth? True crime is learning the facts of a case and following so we can learn. Hey, Wolfie. Facts and a mystery. Let's see. What did Roro say? Balance, fair discussion about cases where we might floats possible series, but it ends with a discussion. You can't just accuse people with no proof. That's not true crime. I agree with you, Alex. It's not to me. You know, I like, to me, and I think kind of sitting around just talking about the parents and what they say about each other and stuff like that, I think it borders true crime, but like that to me would kind of be trauma. I don't know, but I do know this. It's supposed to be about the facts and the evidence and not accusing people without facts and evidence. It should be called a real crime. Facts, empathy, advocacy, awareness. Well, there was a point in time where I remember the Glairer actually would, you know, say, I'm not even going to call myself true crime anymore, because this was during Summer Wells and the community was doing like the same thing it was doing with Sebastian's case. And he would say things like, you know, I'm going to call myself real crime because this true crime community is not true crime. What we're doing isn't true crime. We shouldn't be sitting around just accusing people without facts. You know, I just don't like that. I'm on a Facebook page that has tons of missing people and none of them are talked about, like Sebastian. I just don't understand what is going on with this case. Well, you know, it's a good thing that his case has gotten so much attention. I just wish that there wasn't, you know, blaming people without evidence. I think that we have to wait on evidence. There's a reason that police do things the way they do, you know. Strand. Hey, Jay. If there's ambiguity, it's interpretation of evidence and theories based on facts and evidence. Yeah. But regardless, this, you know, we're going to see what happens today. We have a lot of other things to talk about, but I did want to touch on that because it is happening. And I think it is going to be a big deal because it's not the first restraining order we've ever seen on YouTube at all, by far, not even close. But it's certainly the first one I've ever seen from like a victim's family. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Definitely learning the facts and analyzing the case and not inserting ourselves into the lives of the people involved. Hey, Bendy. There you are. Attention doesn't always equal results. They're no closer to finding Sebastian or Summer, and their case has got a lot of attention. That's a good point. That's a really good point. And, you know, you'll hear people say, if we quit talking about it, then he'll be forgotten about, which I can understand that. Because it does, like, I definitely understand. I can see where people are coming from. And I also felt that way with Summer. And look, now that another case has kind of taken over a lot of the channels that were doing a lot of Summer coverage, I don't see anything about her. So it is sad when you see that. But honestly, there are so many missing children and missing cases and missing people out there that need to be discussed. You know, for instance, I'm going to pull up one right now that Mayla's mom just sent out of North Carolina. This is a little 3-year-old girl who's missing. Hey, Tess. But it's like he's already been forgotten. And the dumb drama, that's a good point. It's not even really about him anymore. It's not about the facts. It's not about, you know, that's a good point. 1 second, you guys. Hey, Marshall. The Federal Bureau of Investigation reports that approximately 460,000 children are reported missing each year in the United States. Yep, it's unbelievable when you start to see how many how often this happens. I think the people who are invested in following the case will follow it even if there's not a live or a video every day on YouTube. That's true. I agree with that. I know what it's not. Harassment and blaming are not true crime. Exactly, Mandy. Hey, Rando. So today there's a hearing for the YouTube creator and the stepdad in this restraining order, and for her violations of the restraining order. So there will be some kind of judgment made today at some point. I believe it's at 10. So it'll be in a little bit. But all right, so let's take a look at this. Hold on. Thank you to Mayla's mom for sending this to me because I had not seen this. So, Amber Alert, missing 3-year-old Chloe Marlowe, last seen with grandmother near Boiling Spring Lakes. 3-year-old Chloe Marlowe is believed to be with her grandma, 49-year-old Jamie Marlowe. The two were last seen living 210 South Shore Drive in Southport in a red 2018 Kia Sportage and North Carolina plates PMN 9366. Why is that X on the screen? Because you can't really see her picture. So they have issued an Amber Alert for her. She's 3 foot, 37 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. The two were last seen leaving 210 South Shore Drive in Southport Sunday around 4:30 p.m. in a red 2018 Kia Sportage. If you have any information about Chloe or Jamie, please call 911 or the Boiling Springs Lakes Police Department. It's pretty easy to remember. Just call 911. Let me see if I can get a better picture of her, though. 1 second, because I don't know why there's an X over that, but I would like to... Here, Mayla's mom sent one. Hey, Mystery. Good morning. Is it likely she will get a little jail time or no? Personally, I guess I could see it going either way. And as I've debated about it, I kind of think back and forth. Like, for instance, I could see the judge saying, especially if her lawyer has a good argument about this contact, because I know that she did many offensive things, but at the end of the day, her arrest affidavit and the 6 charges she got about breaking the restraining order have to do with hashtags. She did 2 live streams with 3 people that she wasn't supposed to be contacting, hashtagged on both live streams. So that amounted to 6 charges. Now, we've seen in other restraining order cases on YouTube where a judge has said, no, a hashtag is not contact, but I could see it going either way as indirect. I could see it going either way. If the lawyer has a good argument, maybe the judge could be stern with her and, explain to her what he expects and kind of give her some sort of warning. She could do jail time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think it could go either way, honestly. What do you guys think? $10 a.m. Central Time. Okay, so 11 my time. Thank you, Music City Mom. Little tidbit. Ooh, okay. Thank you, Tess. And then I've got this picture of this missing baby that I wanted to show you guys right here. We'll just zoom mine out of it. So this is Chloe Marlowe. She's missing, believed to be with her grandmother. Let me get the comments off the screen. In North Carolina, if you happen to see her beautiful little face, you can call 911. Oh, thank you, Tess. Tess sent us some stuff about Casey Anthony, and I saw this, and I'm so glad you sent it because I do want to talk about this. So we have a couple little cases I want to touch on, and then I'll pull this up. Let me send it to myself. I think she will get bracelets today. My birthday wishes that she literally gets legit mental health help. Her health has gone down so fast. Yeah, that's sad. I don't know. More charges, I believe, are coming for many other things. I don't think she will get jail time. Even if the judge finds her in contempt, he will probably give her an opportunity to, yeah, I could see that. Yes, the married man, Woofy. Hey, Rexy, we're going to talk about that in a second. But I want to talk about a couple different cases with you guys just quickly. Now, I am going to warn you guys again. There's a lot of awful shit that happens in this world. And, it is sad because I think a lot of times many of these things go under the radar. But I want to talk about it all with you guys. So, okay. Police say 6-year-old boy stabbed 2-year-old brother to death in Joliet, Illinois. A 6-year-old boy stabbed his 2-year-old brother to death in Joliet late Friday afternoon, police said. Joliet police were called at 5:04 p.m. to the 2700 block of Fairway Drive near Pembroke Road for a child who had been stabbed. They found the 2-year-old boy in the house with multiple stab wounds, police said. A preliminary investigation determined the toddler had been stabbed with a kitchen knife by his 6-year-old brother. It was believed to have happened in the family room or the TV room. The 2-year-old was taken to St. Joseph Medical Center in an ambulance, and he did pass away at the hospital. Police Sergeant Dwayne English said the children's mother and grandmother were home at the time of the stabbing, and the mother called 911 upon finding the boy. English was not sure if there were other children in the home besides the 2 brothers. Numerous questions remained Friday night about what exactly happened. Detectives late Friday were still trying to determine what led up to and precipitated the incident, but English said it was likely that the answers there might never come. English said the 6-year-old was at the police station with officers late Friday, and his grandfather was believed to be with him. Police said Illinois Department of Children and Family Services has been notified and is investigating. Given the nature of the children involved, it is not clear what the next steps may be. It's a very fluid investigation, and it's important to state that our hearts go out to this family because, in our opinion, everyone in this incident is a victim, the sergeant said. An autopsy was performed on Saturday, and the final cause and manner of death will be determined following the autopsy, police, and toxicology report. However, it is the policy of the Will County coroner not to release the names involving juvenile death investigations. Custody for the 6-year-old was transferred to DCFS, which coordinated with Will County Health Department screening. Assessment support services to have the child transported by ambulance to a local hospital for a mental health evaluation. 6 years old, you guys. I heard about this. A 6-year-old doesn't understand what they're doing. I blame the parents. How does the 6-year-old have access to this knife and for this amount of time without you seeing? Is really freaking sad. And imagine the guilt and the shame that's going to come along with this as this child grows. Hey, Riley. He's something to talk about. Casey Anthony and the married man. Yes. Okay. So thank you, Mayla's mom, for sending this to me. And in August, a 13-year-old boy stabbed his best friend in the head multiple times. I don't know. It's sad all the way around. You can't charge a 6-year-old with murder. No, but I do think, I guess all you can do is get mental health care for this child. Here's the sad thing, though. People who are in state's custody oftentimes aren't really getting the best health care and mental health care. I think we have a real problem in this country with the stigma around mental health and treatment of mental health and things like that. Something has to change because honestly, a lot of this shit we talk about boils down to mental health. Even this YouTuber situation, in my opinion, it's all that's what it is. This has happened a lot. Music City Mom said, very sad. All right, now let's talk about this. This in Okaloosa County. So a Fort Walton Beach couple has been arrested and charged with 5 counts of child neglect after their child was spotted running through heavy traffic. According to the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department or Sheriff's Office, the child was spotted running nude in the area of Green Acres Road and Green Acres Boulevard in Fort Walton Beach on Sunday morning around 9 a.m. The child was reportedly running across 4 lanes of traffic and was covered in his own feces. Yeah. Authorities said they recognized the boy and took him to a home nearby where another child was running nude in the area. This child also had feces on his body. Deputies and an investigator found deplorable conditions throughout the residence and prescription medications within reach of a total of 5 children, all under the age of 12. Daniel Robertson, 34, and Jacob Robertson, 32, have been charged with 5 counts of child neglect. The Department of Children and Family Services is also investigating. Let me play this video, though, so you can see their faces real good.
Deputies arrested 34-year-old Danielle Robertson and 32-year-old Jacob Robertson yesterday morning. They say they found the couple's son running across 4 lanes of Green Acres Road and Green Acres Boulevard about 9 o'clock yesterday morning. They say the boy was unharmed despite being nearly hit by a car. The authorities arrived at the home, and they say they found the second naked child nearby, as well as deplorable conditions inside, including prescription medications within reach of all 5 of the children, all under the age of 12. The parents are in the Okaloosa County Jail. The Department of Children and Families is investigating.
Alert Bay?
Damn it, you guys, I'm muted. That was not booted. That was me. And I was on a whole damn tangent over here. Thank you, B Crumbs, because you called and I saw it. Oh my God. I was on a whole tangent. Let me just stop. It's not even important. Lord have mercy. Well, hey, you guys coming in. Hey, Mama Bear. That is terrible. I truly don't understand why people who can't handle the ones they have more children. Birth control is readily available. Birth control is now available. Like, I saw it at Walgreens on the shelf. I cannot believe that. Sorry, you guys. What is wrong with our society? So many children being murdered and neglected. that jaywalking. If you do that when the crosswalk rules and go downtown, like, I wonder how much of this shit is happening in those places. Like, curious. I don't know why I'm cutting out. Let's see. Yes. Hear me now. No, I wasn't muted that time. It was something with the internet, but is it different? Is it better now? Cycle of abuse. Hey, Anonymous. Say something else. Typically generational, not easily broken, but 100% doable. Hey, look, welcome to my channel. It's a Hot Mess Express over here. I really, that's all I know to even say. You've gone all Charlie Brown teacher. What I was saying is, so in China, if you break the crosswalk laws, they will take pictures of you and blast it all over their downtown area. So, in China, it's not a free country. You can't do whatever you want. You can't just come and go. Matter of fact, over the weekend, I saw that they just ended all adoptions with any other countries, even pending adoptions, which is going to affect a lot of people who are in the process of adopting. How many crimes like this happen there? How many child neglect? How many crimes brought on by mental health? I'm really curious. I don't know that we could ever get the statistics on that, honestly, because their news is not, you can't just report whatever you want there. And it's just a different world. Okay, let's see. Let's check this out. Casey Anthony, infamous top mom, is dating a dad of 2, and she blew up his 20-year marriage to get him living the life I want. So my idea with like the coffee and crime was we were going to talk about everything happening in the true crime world, whether it's a new documentary coming out that's interesting, something like this, case updates, missing children, cases that aren't getting attention, just kind of everything. So I think this will be a little easier to digest than some of the things that we do talk about. And then the what you had sent me, Tess. Hey, TK. But can you believe that? Oh, and did you guys see yesterday what I posted about these dolphins? In Japan, for 6 months out of the year, they hunt these dolphins and they slaughter them. They sell them to all the big places like SeaWorld and the places that, a lot of Americans spend their money. And it's horrific and it shouldn't be happening. There are several posts on my community page about it. Oh my God. If you guys haven't heard about that, check it out. We need to know what's going on in this world. We can't stick our head in the sand, and it's not good to just focus on one thing that's happening, because guess what? While you're focused on that one thing happening, all kinds of other shit's going on that you're missing that you probably should know about. Like, at least that's how I feel. I need to know what's going on. Like, I need the rundown of what's going on overall. Dolphins are healing, intelligent, amazing beings. I remember a few years ago, there was a huge outcry about the dolphin slaughter. I've seen that over the years too. And even yesterday when I was watching videos about it, I was finding videos from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, then recently, because right now it's just starting and there are a lot of people speaking out against it, and they're still doing it. No, that's okay, TK. Share whatever you want. All right, so infamous top mom Casey Anthony is dating a dad of 2, and she blew up his 20-year marriage to get him, quote, living the life I want, unquote. Top mom Casey Anthony has been having an affair with the father of two since January, and the notorious murder defendant blew up her new man's 20-year marriage to be with him, the Post can reveal. Anthony, 38, has been dating 48-year-old Tyson Ray Rhodes since January. Anthony and Rhodes met through the gym where they both worked out in South Florida. Wow. Wonder if we'll ever see Nicole Kessinger walking around like this and kind of being spotted out and stuff. Look, you guys. It's just crazy. Is that a tattoo or some kind of patch or? Okay. Casey Anthony relocated to Tennessee to be with her married beau. They joined a group text with other gym members, but soon began talking one-on-one, according to sources. Anthony, who was accused and then acquitted of murdering her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee, has since uprooted her life in Florida and moved to Tennessee to be with him. Rhodes has 2 sons who are both young adults. The couple was spotted on Wednesday outside her luxury. She has a luxury apartment. She lives in a luxury apartment complex. Like, I don't know. Let me know if you believe that Casey Anthony was guilty. And especially let me know if you believed any of the bullshit she spilled at trial or her version of events or the things that she said about her dad and her parents and stuff like that. Rhodes was carrying a set of golf clubs. After retreating inside, they left again, dressed in workout clothes. They climbed into his black Dodge Ram pickup truck and headed for a workout at Crunch Gym. She doesn't care if he's married or not, a pal of hers tells the Post. That's his business. All she knows is that he makes her feel good, and she likes that. She was willing to follow him to Tennessee. She sees a future with him. I asked her about it, the friend continues. I was like, Casey, a married guy? And she just laughed and said, oh, shut up. I'm living the life I want. Oh, my dear God. I can't stand women like that. I cannot stand women like that. Why? We should be looking out for each other as women. For real. Oh my God, it irks me. I was like, Casey, he's a married guy. And she just laughed and said, oh, shut up. I'm living the life I want. What is it? Bella Vita. Whatever the fuck. Sorry, you guys. She frustrates me like to the core. Rhodes, an engineer for an aerospace company, has been married for 22 years. Wow, that is a great job. He and his wife, Sandy, moved from South Florida to the volunteer state at the beginning of the year. But shortly after the move, Rhodes dropped a bombshell on the mother of his children when he told her he wanted a divorce. He has yet to file the paperwork, but family sources tell the Post she was blindsided by the news, so no one has even filed for divorce. You've got to be shitting me. Days later, when his wife visited her family in Florida, Anthony swooped into Tennessee to be with her married lover. On January 26th, Rhodes and Anthony were spotted at a local restaurant and bar. They were all smiles as they dined with 2 other couples. They were holding hands and kissing, and he even touched her butt, says an onlooker. She got up to order a drink, and they noticed that people were staring, and he said to her, bring that innocent ass over here. Oh, Jesus. I think I'm going to be sick, you guys. Bring that innocent ass over here. What? Yeah, what is it with Tennessee? Hey, Holly. Good to see you. Oh, my God. You guys, bring that innocent ass over here. Like, what a joke. I guarantee you that man knows nothing about the case, the evidence, or anything that happened in it. That is just, oh my God. Anthony, who worked remotely as a researcher for a private investigator, then decided to move to an apartment just down the street from Rhodes. His truck has repeatedly been spotted parked next to her Mini Cooper. A family member told the Post that Rhodes has said Anthony has an intoxicating aura and that he's very attracted to her. Rhodes did not return the Post message for comment. It has been more than 15 years since she first entered the public consciousness after the disappearance of her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee. This is what it's all about. This little baby here is the whole reason that this hussy even has any attention at all. And it's really damn sad that she ended up in skeletal remains in the woods with the little sticker over her mouth while Casey's out here. I don't care. I'm living the life I want. I don't care if he's married. Oh, shut up. During the hunt, she told several lies, the nanny, Zanny the nanny, all that stuff. Police soon learned that Anthony had spent the previous month dancing on tables and partying with friends. And then they go into the case and stuff. I'm not going to read all of that. But I did want to click on this because it says Monster Mom pitching reality show about her life. So let's just take a look at this before we move on to the next thing. It makes me sick too. No one's even filed for divorce. How do you guys feel about that? For me, like I would never, ever, ever do that to another woman. Number one, we have to stick together as women. Like, number two, I don't think other women's men are attractive. Like, I just don't. I think that, I don't know. I just don't like it. And, if you did actually fall in love with somebody and you couldn't help it in this or that, then you be honest. If you can't tell the truth about what you're doing, then maybe you shouldn't damn be doing it. This is something I remember hearing as a kid from my parents. And I, tell my kids now, if you feel ashamed to tell me then you probably shouldn't have freaking done it, right? Like, come on. Could just be a fling for him. Yeah, Casey Anthony as stepmom. Thank God they're grown, but she's not a girl's girl. No, agree. How sad, though. I mean, damn. I wonder how his poor wife must feel. So this happened in March of this year. She was pitching a reality show about her life, but TV execs are spooked. Casey wants to become a reality star, but most feel a reality check would be more appropriate. Damn. The New York Post. A TV proposal submitted on behalf of the 37-year-old Florida monster mom promises an intimate window into the daily life of one of the most controversial women in America. The show, which would film, controversial is not a word I would use for her. Hated is a word I would use for her. Being accused of killing your baby is a little more than controversial. You know what I mean? Controversial is like Miley Cyrus when she was going through the era of the tongue hanging out and the weird teddy bears on stage and all that shit. That was kind of controversial. Even when you look at that Balenciaga scandal with all the child, like that disgusting stuff, that's very controversial. I don't really feel like describing her as that fits, but okay, let me just continue and not get stuck there. So a TV proposal submitted on the behalf of the 37-year-old Florida monster mom promises, I read this, an intimate window into her daily life. The show, which would film in Florida, would be based around Anthony's day-to-day life 13 years after being acquitted of killing her daughter, Kaylee. In each episode, Kaylee will go about her day, working, socializing, dating. She will share her thoughts and opinions and will give an intimate look into her world, the proposal claims. Pretty interesting going from not being seen for years and years and years to wanting to be on TV like this. Anthony would be working with a production company to produce the show and would be credited as an executive producer as well as starring in it. Others who would appear include members of Casey's trusted inner circle, many of whom have never spoken out before. The show has been shopped around to multiple networks, but it's unclear if any will actually put it on their schedule. I think that's a losing bet. One executive who has seen the proposal tells the Post it would get a large audience initially, but what's really that interesting about her life? Plus, the backlash would be huge, not worth it. However, while the exec said their network will pass, they added, I hope someone else has the balls to buy it because I definitely want to watch. So people don't want to buy it because they don't want to be shunned for paying her to do it, because you would have to give her, a decent check. All right, let me see. There was a huge roundup of missing kids. When I see things like this, I always think of Summer. And I want to talk about that with you guys for just a second. So this happened in Northeast Ohio, but these children came from, if I remember correctly, what I read last night, all the way from Akron, Ohio to like Washington State. Here we are. Okay, so 32 missing children in Northeast Ohio safely located. U.S. Marshals announced Monday that dozens of children had been rescued as part of Operation Homecoming. According to a press release, Marshals joined the Akron Police Department and Summit County Sheriff's Office to help find missing and endangered children. 32 missing children between the ages of 13 and 18 were recovered. Some of the missing children were recovered in the Akron area, others in Cleveland, and one child who was reported missing in 2022 was safely located in Washington State, according to the release. No further information on the operation was released, but anyone with information on a missing person or a wanted fugitive, you can call 1-866-4-WANTED with more information. But that is unbelievable. Let's see this video. Maybe we can hear a little bit about this.
And then
because, you know, so many people want to blame Sebastian's parents, Summer's parents. You never know, you guys. He could have been lured out. That's my opinion right now. It changes. You know, at certain times I'll think this or I'll think that. And honestly, with Summer, I think it could be possible as well that they are out there somewhere. I hope and pray that they are. I mean, and I do believe in Sebastian's case, let's say that he had a cell phone or something that maybe both parents weren't aware about or whatever. But I truly believe that, you know, a 15-year-old, he's high functioning. Yes, he does have autism, but he's high functioning. You know, he's a teenager. And any teenager, whether they have autism or not, they're going to be gullible. It's going to be easy to make them think things that maybe aren't necessarily true or whatever, and befriend them, make them think that you're safe, that you're someone you're not. Hell, it wasn't long ago I heard of a young girl who was lured away, and she thought she was talking to a teenage boy, and he was coming to pick her up. When the ride got there, it was a grown man who said he was his dad. You know, there are things like that happen. And every time we see a story like this, like, it just gives me hope. Like, God, I hope and pray little Summer's found. I hope she's out there. Look at with Elizabeth Smart. How close was she to the family home when she was found? I know it was like just a few minutes away. You never know. They have made a mockery out of his case at this point in time, and it's sad. It's so freaking sad. And you know what? We don't even know. We don't know if there was a crime committed, if he ran it. I don't know. We just don't know. I feel like, though, if he is out there somewhere, he's got to have some help. And, you know, maybe he'll come home. Maybe Summer will come home in a situation like this. So let's listen to this for a second.
Concern about dozens of missing children in Akron and the surrounding area of Summit County prompted the U.S. Marshals Service in Cleveland to focus the efforts of its missing child unit and their partners in local law enforcement on tracking down the children. U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott says as a result of Operation Homecoming, between August 19th and September 6th, they were able to locate 32 of the missing children between the ages of 13 and 18, and then reunited them with their relieved families.
So these are kids that are abused, neglected, abandoned, trafficked, a little bit of everything. Some were.
Wow. And you guys, this shit is happening every day. This is the one thing that, like, gives me, I get frustrated by like one or two cases getting a ton of attention. It's happening every day to many kids every day. For real. And they're all important. They all deserve attention. And it's pretty wild to me because, you know, I don't know. It's, let me just stop and play.
Missing for days, some for months, some for years.
And for the investigators searching for the missing children, it has become a personal crusade.
We deal with cases where, you know, decades later, parents, brothers, sisters still don't know where their loved one is. So, you know, we have those conversations with those family members a lot.
The effort includes carefully checking for any electronic footprint that could lead investigators to the missing children, and then some good old-fashioned police work.
We try to follow up on every little thing. We look for tips from the community.
U.S. Marshal.
We talk to family members. We talk to friends. We take a look at everything.
Meanwhile, the Marshal Service is using the same investigative techniques that have proven successful in Operation Homecoming to tackle the troubling case of Keyshawn Williams, who was 15 years old when he vanished in June 2023 after attending a house party here in Cleveland's Slavic Village neighborhood. There was a $22,500 reward.
Keyshawn Williams. So just like this, I've never seen that young man. You know, there's so many that are happening that we never hear about, we never see.
For information leading authorities to a resolution of the case that has devastated the family and friends of Keyshawn Williams. As in all missing children cases, tips can be submitted to the Marshal Service at
1-877-377 USMS. You guys. Okay, so I do have another one I wanted to show you guys. The test just sent. Let's see if I can pull it up easily. Okay, it's a video. So, North Texas girl trafficked from a Dallas Mavericks game shares her story of survival. Thank you, Tess. This just came out 4 days ago. I'm going to link it in the chat, but let's take a look at it together.
Happy birthday to me! Yay!
You had a big birthday.
A very exciting birthday. My first birthday home in like 2 years.
And you are finally ready to let the world hear your story and see your face.
Yes.
Natalie Kramer.
I can change people's perspective and make them feel like they have a voice.
Thank you, Tess, for sending this. I hadn't seen this before. Mystery says, Alex, sad because so many who are not that cute white child do not hit the news, and it is disgusting. All missing should get media attention, but the right way. Mystery, I am with you 1,000%. That is so frustrating because, you know, we see, you're right. If you're blonde, if you have blonde hair and blue eyes and you're beautiful or whatever, your case is much more likely to get attention. As a matter of fact, when Jen and I were doing Letitia's calls, like we were ordering them, and when we were putting them out, we were editing missing flyers into them of missing children who weren't really getting a ton of attention. And then we also did missing and murdered Indigenous people, not just women, children, women, and men. And there is a lot of that, and they never get attention. They never get media attention, maybe a little bit here and there. But when you start to see how many are missing, it's just, it ain't right, you guys. It ain't. I'm sorry. But, and that, I don't know. It's, I don't know.
Like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Shouldn't
There's
matter.
nothing to be afraid of. And it feels so strong. It feels so strong saying that. Like, I feel so strong saying that. I never would have thought it.
And after this, I want to just ask you guys a few of your opinions regarding the Idaho stuff, and then I'll probably let you guys go. But let's.
A year ago, I would have never been here. I would have never thought I could do it. I'm so proud of myself.
April 8th, 2022. The Mavericks played the Trailblazers at American Airlines Center.
And the shot is good after the pass.
Natalie Kramer and her dad sat in section 221 until the then 15-year-old left to go to the bathroom and never returned.
Oh my God, you guys. So that scares me because I have a 15-year-old and we recently just did a trip for my birthday, and you know, he was like, hey, can I go to the vending machine? And like, I was letting him, I give him some money, and I would think after, like, surely he'll be, I don't know, it's just so scary even letting your kids go to a vending machine in a hotel or something. Oh my God almighty. All right. I can't imagine taking my children to a game like this. They get up to go to the bathroom and then you never see them again.
In North Richland Hills needs your help to find a missing teenager. Natalie Kramer disappeared from a Mavericks basketball game.
For the next 10 days, her story made headlines. AAC cameras captured the only clues. She was last seen with 2 men.
Some more disturbing details that are emerging tonight from the story of a 15-year-old North Richland Hills teenager.
I was planning on going to the game, but then got anxious and I needed something.
Kramer says she was struggling with anxiety and addiction.
But is that vaping or cigarettes or
Wow.
Vaping and marijuana. And so I just went and I found a male, and I was like, hey, do you smoke? And he was like, yeah. He was like, asking me who I was with, and I was like with my dad. I don't know where he's at. But we can just chill. It took a turn in.
Oh my God, you guys.
The
parking
garage. I thought he was the only one, and he wasn't. They had a bag of weed and rolling papers. Pretty much once they kind of showed me, I was just kind of going, just shoved in, not thrown in, but I didn't have a choice. Did not take long to know that I was in danger, but wasn't sober enough to do anything about it.
Kramer says the details of that night and the next 10 days are slowly coming back to her, and they are very difficult to hear.
You were raped 3 times in that parking garage.
Yes.
Oh my God almighty. And this doesn't just happen to beautiful young girls, right? It happens to beautiful young boys as well. And all young kids are beautiful. I'm not just saying, I'm talking about all children. It doesn't just happen to young girls, it happens to young boys too.
I was.
And then you were taken to a house somewhere in Dallas?
Yes. I would say 25 minutes from the American Airlines Center. And they continued to have me smoke marijuana, and they raped me again. And when I knew I was getting sex trafficked was when he asked me, he said, can you go take a shower and then put these clothes on so we can go down to the street? I didn't think of selling my body, none of that.
Kramer's parents.
Oh my God, you guys, how absolutely horrific. And as a 15-year-old girl, you don't have the confidence to fight for yourself like you do once you're grown. Like, oh God.
Desperate for answers, hired a private investigator who, within 24 hours, made a terrifying find. Adult ads for the young girl.
Oh my
sold
God.
In Oklahoma.
Can you imagine your child is missing and you find them on adult ads, which, you know what? Thank God they found her. Because could have ended very differently. But
you remember going to Oklahoma?
No, I don't.
Did it ever occur to you, I need my cell phone, I need to call my parents, I need help?
There was times that there were a phone and I could call. It didn't run through my mind. I was running for drugs. I was running for all of these other reasons. And in that time, my family was not my number one.
oh my
The
God.
PI alerted Oklahoma City police and
Taking advantage of a young girl who has mental health issues and potentially addiction issues. Well, not potentially, and addiction issues.
nearly 2 weeks after Kramer disappeared, this picture was taken.
So I was just walking at those apartments, just like.
Picture was taken.
Oh my God. Let's see what.
So I was just walking at those apartments, just like praying. I was just like, God, please have someone, something, whether it's a cop, an ambulance, something, a random person on the side of the road. And I was like, God, I can't
Yep.
do this. Like,
You're so
please
right.
send somebody. Please save me. And not 5 minutes, a cop pulled up next to me and he goes, "Are you Natalie Kramer?" And I said, "Yes, I am."
And you had just prayed.
Yeah. Just not even like a making sense prayer, just like,
Wow. Thank God she was found. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. So Lil Red says, I feel sorry for her, but the parents, how do you not know your daughter was that deep into drugs? Well, I know from my experience. I started using, the first time I started taking pain pills, I was only 14 years old. And it was through my best friend's mom. So I had smoked weed before, and she was addicted to pills. And I think she just wanted like my money. So she would get me to try it and eventually start buying them and sharing them with her, right? This is a friend's mom. My parents were amazing parents, and they were so involved in my life every single step of the way. But here's the thing. They trusted me. They thought I was smarter and I would never do something like that. And they also trusted my friend's parents, who acted like they, were very different than they were, right? So both my parents worked a lot, and they just trusted me, and they didn't see it until it got like so bad, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes kids are really good at hiding it, and especially if the parents trust them or trust if like in a situation, another friend's parent, like, I don't know. So I think that, it's not as difficult as you would think for these things to happen and to go unnoticed. Like, for instance, my grades weren't bad. I made excellent grades until I got like worse into it and I was a little bit older. But in 9th grade, also, I had been an athlete my whole life, like intense athlete, gymnastics and cheerleading. But like in West Virginia, where I was at, it's cheerleading on a different level. Like, they are very it's just different, like, than here. Some of the cheerleaders are here, the difficulty level and how intense it is. So yeah, I think that sometimes there just aren't those signs like you would think. And I don't know, man. Oh, thank you guys for being here, Rando. And, I had thought about this a long time ago. There was a point where I had like a disagreement with someone who was kind of using every bad thing against me from my past and things I had told them, right, about having been addicted and things like that. And I had a moment where I thought, if I'm going to have this YouTube channel, maybe I should take everything off of my Facebook page, delete it all, private it all, and not have this stuff out there because it's being used against me, right? Like old pictures of me in addiction and things like that. And then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I am damn proud of who I am today. It was a long, dark road. And I remember at one point when I was on that journey thinking, I'm just flawed. Like, I know some people can live without substances. They can live without nerve pills. I was prescribed them by the doctor too at different points. And I remember thinking that, just accepting that I was going to be like that forever. There was no hope of change or getting better. And then once I was better and I had this thought, maybe I should hide it all, delete it, then I just thought, no, because it might offer that little bit of hope to somebody else who's in that situation. When we are that deep into our addiction, we don't see a way out. There is always a way out. It's not easy, and you got to fight for it, but there's always a way out. So from that point on, I just decided I was going to be as open as I needed to be about that stuff. If it came up in conversation, then we were going to talk about it. Honestly, it's not pretty. And I looked awful. I posted a lot of stupid ass shit, but it's the truth. And it's the way, it's just the situation. So yeah, thank you for being here and listening to me. I lived with an addict and had no idea. I didn't know it until they couldn't get more pills and the withdrawal kicked in. A lot of people cover it up like that, you know. Teacup, yeah, and she also got her daughter on this stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't talked to her for a few years, but her daughter was on methadone still to this day, as of a couple years ago. Didn't really speak to her mom too much, and yeah, it was awful, but my parents didn't realize till it was too late. I was a good kid from the suburbs. And I think it's important to talk about because some people just, if you haven't lived it and you haven't been there and you haven't seen it, you truly can't fathom it or how. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's why these open, honest conversations are important to have. If I were to get addicted to something, it would probably be meth because I saw my stepdaughter lose so much weight and have lots of energy. Never smoked weed or done any drugs. All of us who have been an addict know the signs. That's true. I think if you've been an addict, you probably could spot it so much easier. Look at Layla Santinello from Tennessee, alleged drug use, and she disappeared. Granted, she is of age to do what she wants and where to go. But, yep, you're right, Mystery. Gosh. They just last week found 2 bodies chopped up in black trash bags, and Homeland Security was involved, so it was human trafficking related. It was literally right up the road. Jesus. Teenagers are strange when they're sober. You're right, Holly. It is. Miss Melissa. Oh, thank you, Riley. Yeah, it definitely does kill a lot of people, you know. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, guys. Oh, Kelly, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm on pain meds as I have terminal disease. Family call me a pill popper, so I stay home now. Well, that's bullshit. If you're fighting illness like that, and especially terminally, you take whatever you need to take to be comfortable. And don't you let anybody say different, especially if you're prescribed them by your damn doctor. Knock on wood, I never got addicted to anything more than coffee and cigs over the years, but many of my school friends did. Yeah, I drank like a fish in a small pond. I'm still addicted to coffee and cigarettes, but thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. You guys are sweet. Hey, MK. Oh, Riley had left a comment I wanted to read. She said, oh, and Andrea, thank you for being a member for 18 months. Good morning, and I appreciate that so much. Riley said, I went to high school with a girl who was abducted with her family and kept in the basement with a bunch of leaves. Her mother and brother were killed by the man and put inside of a tree. Her name is Sarah Maynard. Oh my God. And you went to high school with her. That is so, I can't imagine like knowing somebody that something like that happened to. All right, you guys. So I guess we're going to see what happens today in this court hearing. If I quit smoking, I'll have to quit drinking coffee. It would be like a divorce. My best childhood friend passed when we were 27 due to an OD. I had told his parents for 2 years he needed inpatient help, but they didn't take me seriously. I know so many stories like that, you guys. I have several friends. Most of my friends are dead. And most of them from addiction. A couple of them not. One of a guy that I kind of dated and stuff in school was shot with a crossbow. And I have a friend who passed away from cancer and a friend who passed away from a lung disease. But a lot of the kids in my school that I graduated with have overdosed. And one of my closest friends passed away. Her name is Jen. I've talked to you guys about her many times, but the most awful thing is that she was begging for treatment. She was hooked. Really, she was very addicted to Xanax, and not just a normal amount. I'm talking about 10, 20 Xanax bars a day. She had a couple old men that she got them from, and just trust me, she never went without them. And she had over 10 a day, most days, of nerve pills and Xanax bars. And eventually I kept trying to tell her, because I had gotten clean not long before that. And I kept trying to tell her, like, dude, I'm telling you, you don't understand. Like, you will feel so free. You'll be able to live again. You'll be back to yourself. And she would fight me on it, fight me on it, fight me on it. I need these. I have anxiety, blah, 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 blah. And we still remained friends, you know. And then at a certain point, she had ran out and she couldn't get them. And she was really sick. And she was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to lay off of them. I don't want to be like this anymore. And so like the next day or a couple of days later, I went over and she had this giant knot on her forehead. Every time she had kept standing up and falling into the wall because she was so weak. She was hallucinating. She called me mom. She said, there's a little boy here. From the withdrawal of Xanax, she was on so much. She was hallucinating. Every time she stood up, she was cracking her head on the wall. She had peed and all over herself, vomited on the floor. It was all on the floor. It was so scary. And I finally convinced her to go to the hospital with me. And I took her to the hospital. I sat in the ER with her all night. We had just gotten a new puppy that like 2 days before, or that day, somewhere like right before. And that puppy sat in my lap in the ER all night long. The hospital gave her 1 Klonopin, and they said they wouldn't keep her there. They didn't have open beds. She didn't have insurance. So they wouldn't keep her. They sent her home. She went home, never touched another nerve pill, passed away within a week or two. I think it was like maybe 10 days later. She died of a heart attack from withdrawal. She had 2 kids. It was very sad. The last time that her family saw her, she was hallucinating. Her grandpa and her daughter were bringing her some food. And she said, the Germans are here. They're trying to kill me. Look out there. She wouldn't open the door, and she cut open the screen window and said, put the food through the hole. And they were scared, tripped out. What the hell is going on? They put her food through the screen. The next day, her grandpa found her dead of a heart attack on the couch. So, and there was nothing in her toxicology. She was clean. It was really sad, man. But yeah, unfortunately, drugs have just ravaged our country and our youth. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's important to talk about it, honestly, because of that. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Oh, thank you, Sprinkled. That's sweet. It was so scary, you guys, and so sad. Xanax is so dangerous, you guys. Just know that. Allie, I just love you and thankful there. Oh, I love you too, Wolfie. Thank you. But anyways, all right. So I guess we're going to wait and see what happens today with that case. And there are a lot of other things I want to talk about, so I'll definitely be on sometime soon. Lisa's important to be kind. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I only share that not for sympathy. It's been a long time. It's still very sad, of course, but it's important for people to know those kind of things. I had no idea that Xanax would kill you like that, the withdrawal from it. You always hear that. I mean, she was like 32. I think she was 32. This was a few years ago, and she was 1 year older than me. Her birthday was like September 2nd. Mine's August 24th. She would, for like a week, we were the same age. But, you know, beautiful kids, beautiful girl. You guys, she was such a beautiful girl. And could have had a really amazing life. So people need to know, you know. Jim says, yep, I almost died also. I'm so sorry to hear that. Fent and Xannies are the 2 worst and can be made to apply to even medical. 420. Well, thank you guys for listening. We all have some stories. That's so true. I detoxed from Xannies. It was awful, but I did it. Me too, Grandma Sherry. But I did it a couple times, but always very slowly and carefully. And oftentimes, I did it in a rehab before. Xanaxes are very hard to get off of. They really are. I don't think anybody should be prescribed Xanax unless they're in end of life. That's just my opinion. They are far too strong. And that's what they were created for, by the way. I'm pretty certain that when they were created, it was to help people cope with end of life diagnoses and things like that. I just think they're really dangerous, and they're so hard to come off of. Withdrawing from nerve pills, I will never forget, just being on my hands and knees and begging not to wake up, begging to fall asleep first, because you don't get a lot of sleep doing that, and then begging not to wake up. I remember thinking, I've laid here for days, sick as hell, and the whole world has just went on without me, just fine and dandy. It'll be fine. It's really sad that substances can make us feel that way, and I don't know, man. I don't know. That's so sad, Mystery. I'm sorry to hear that. Xanax and alcohol are the only withdrawals that can kill you, from what I've read. I've heard that too. But thank you guys for being here. I'm so proud of Grandma Sherry too. It's definitely hard to do. This community is the best. Yeah, I don't believe people share for sympathy. It's to be connected and talk about this is just the truth. This is the straight up truth. It's not pretty. Many of us have stories, right? And we have things about us that some people would never know. There are little dark parts of us in our lives that maybe we keep closer than others or more sacred than others. But you know that most people out there have been through something, or they might be going through something right now. So I think it's important to talk about all this stuff. So thank you guys for being here and listening to me go on and on about all the different things today. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be waiting to see what happens. Also, let me see here, because I'm doing a giveaway and I want you guys to enter. So I'm really heartbroken that summer's over, and I put a post yesterday, the only thing that can get me over the heartbreak of summer being over is for one, cute fall decorations and stuff. I have turned my little house into a fairy mushroom fall forest with mushrooms and snails and snakes. It's creepy for Halloween, but also unique and not just your regular harvest decorations. I wanted to do something different. So I've got all my little decorations up, and I've got my tart burner. I got a new one, and I'm burning some of Nay's melts. I actually burned one yesterday that was a Halloween little ghost. And I said the only thing that can help me get through the heartbreak of summer being over is these cute decorations in the house smelling so good and all those kind of things. So I wanted to do a giveaway. Nay has a really great little business called Music Melts. She sells wax melts. They are the best. They truly are. So many of you guys have tried them. I don't tell you they're the best because Nay's my friend and I love Nay. I do love Nay, but it's just the truth. So she came out with a bunch of fall scents, some new ones and more unique ones. So I wanted to place an order for one of you guys and have it sent to you. So I'm going to do this giveaway. However, if you're in the U.S. or if you're not in the U.S., I'm going to have Nay ship it to me, and then I will ship it to you. Just remember, if you're not in the U.S., I will pay the shipping no matter how much it costs. But you might have to pay some customs. So I know in some places they'll make me pay to send it, but they'll make you pay to pick it up. So I don't know if that's the way it is in your country or something like that. But if that's the case, then, just be aware you might have to pay something to pick it up. So all you have to do is leave a comment under this giveaway. I'm going to get the link right now. Let's see. And then share it in the chat. And you guys make sure to enter. My stomach's growling again. I'm going to have to do breakfast and coffee with you guys or something. Because, yeah, let's see. Copy link. Okay, so the link in the chat right now is the link to the giveaway. I'm going to let it go. Excuse me. I felt like some kind of something in my throat. I'm going to let it run for about a week. And then I'll choose and I'll ship it out, or I'll order it on the 21st. So when I do giveaways other times, I'll just wait until I choose a winner, and then I'll get your address. I'll place the order with Nay, and I'll just go ahead and set the shipping address for your house, and it'll come straight to you. So that link in the chat right there. Yeah, no, I'm glad you did, Tess. I'm glad that we watched that. I think it's important. I think I've got some coming today too, Teacup, because all of mine are from last year, and then Claus was really sweet and gave me a bunch of my favorite scents like a few months ago, and I'm still working my way through those, but I'm not using them right now. I'm trying to like hold on to them just a little bit longer, like I might use one a week or something, but I'm trying to conserve because Nay's not making that one anymore. Oh, there's my Nay. Nay said I could use them, so I'll be cleaning all day. Here, let me share her link. If you guys haven't checked out her wax melts, go check them out. She does a great job. I heard it growl. Did you? It's still growling right now. 90 Xanax a month. My parents were worried about me doing street drugs. This was back in the 90s. Yes, should have been worried about the doctor was prescribed. Jim, me too. I got Xanax, a Xanax prescription before I was 18 years old. The peach ones, the 0.5 milligram. I was also prescribed Klonopin at 16, 17, a 1 milligram. Those are very strong too. It's crazy the way doctors used to prescribe. Oh, is it Music City, Mom? That's an awesome birthday. It's still doing it, Wolfie. All right, you guys, I'm going to go eat. I will talk to you definitely tomorrow morning. Like now at this point, I'm really enjoying the morning lives. And if I didn't have a really important phone call right before this, I probably would have started a few minutes early today because I was like ready to go. Yeah, and now you can't get prescribed on your deathbed, basically. Oh, my stomach. I got to go, y'all. I'm so hungry. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me talk about all kinds of things. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you in the morning. I know Jen and I will be doing some lives in the evenings this week too. I hope that you will join us. I'm going to drop her link and a few other links as we go. And actually, Woofy, will you get Grandma Sherry's link for me? I think it's in the Nightbot, but I don't remember the command, and I want to share her link. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Thank you for everything, you guys. Bye.